What's going on, y'all, man? It's your boy Jay, or Soldier, if y'all want to call me that. I go by that, of course, by the channel. But I just want to talk about the importance of forgiveness and how to forgive. And I have some points right here written down to help anybody with that process. I just want to say sometimes we overthink forgiveness, and we don't really understand that it benefits us more than anyone, and it helps save more relationships that you may not know that you're hurting. And stick with me. So let's get to the message, man. How to forgive others. Take the lesson from the pain and be grateful and release. Look at the situation as in its entirety, and what did you gain from that? Like, what can you gain from that? Like, what lesson, what seed of opportunity or benefit did you gain, or from that situation? Or you can look at it from a different perspective, because there's always something you can learn from that. Just an example, quick example. If somebody betrays you, you can look at it as like, oh, that person betrayed you and they hurt you so bad, this and this. The lesson in there could be like, don't trust people, but I don't really think that's it. I think it's more of, be more selective of who you give your trust to, and the type of environment you put yourself in and the type of people you keep around you, and just that on the first tip. And how to notice you need to forgive someone whenever you think of how do you notice when you need to forgive someone? And you can tell that by whenever you think of someone and that thought brings in anger or sadness. If you can look back in your life and you think about a picture of someone in your head, like the face of that person, what emotions does that bring up? Does that bring up anger? Even if it's a situation, it may not even be a specific person. Like that shows that situation needs to be healed, right? And that's just like how to take notice of that there needs to be forgiveness, and the forgiveness is there to heal yourself. You know what I mean? It's not for the other person. It's for you. Just keep that in mind. Okay, and the next point I have, why should you forgive others? And kind of piggybacking on what I just kind of said earlier. Holding in anger, hate, and sadness weighs heavy on the heart. You can knowingly or not know that you're projecting a false reality on someone because of trust issues. That can cause unnecessary pain to others and loved ones. The end result of that is pushing them away. You can push people away by projecting a certain type of reality on somebody because of your own trust issues that you haven't healed, and you haven't forgiven someone else in the prior. Like that, and like people in relationships who think that other people are cheating and things of that nature. If you don't heal that, when somebody's doing something that's similar, as far as like the aspect of somebody coming home late or doing something, or like saying hey to somebody, like a man, like if you're a man, your significant other speaking to another man, or vice versa, you looking at that like, oh, they gotta be talking about something, because you don't just talk to anybody just randomly like that. Or why are you smiling so hard? Like it's a lot of insecurities, and it's a lot of trust issues that need to be healed. And that person may just be having a great conversation. That person that they talking to can actually be healing them with something that, like, you don't know what people go through. Like, somebody could just be walking by and notice like the vibration of how that person is, and say something to your significant other. They might uplift their day, and here you come with your trust issues and your toxicity. So you have to be mindful of that. You actually might push away a blessing by having that having those trust issues and that anger or things built up from other people. And that's why it's important to forgive, because you don't want to push people away that's actually benefiting, not benefiting, but helping you and pushing you forward in life, and actually care and actually want to see you do better, and actually want to be in your presence, love you for you, not even about your looks or anything. Just love you for you. You don't want to push people away because of you not healing yourself, man. It's very detrimental, man. And what did I have on here? Okay, I have some tips on here, y'all. And it says, I know the first part was notes, this part's tips. So here we go. Look for a seed of opportunity from that painful lesson that can help you and others. So a lot of times, if you don't know your soul mission or your life purpose, you can start looking at your life path number. And if y'all want me to do a video on that, because that's deep, I don't want to make this video too long. But normally what our life path and what we are supposed to do, it normally benefits the collective of everyone around us, and not just us. But if you can look at something that was traumatizing or bad and how you can take what happened there in that situation and express it to someone else to uplift others, or to it don't always have to be motivational, but just something that, another perspective that might take someone out of a negative perspective to push them forward out of that situation, to create a new way of forgiving, a new outlook to start healing through forgiveness in their situation that you went through. You know, that I'll be trying to look for the words. Y'all work with me now. Keep your mind, this is another tip, keep your mind calm by living in the moment and thank the universe for all that you have. I think we overlook living in the moment so much. You know, living in the moment is so important because it keeps you from overthinking. If you're overthinking, it's because you're not living in the moment. Example, you want to go do something, right? Let's say you want to go jump off this cliff with your friends or something like that into the ocean. Everybody's doing it, and then you get up there and you look and you think such and such is going to happen in the future. You're not living in the moment. You know what I mean? Or say last time something happened and it was traumatic, you know, or something, you know, of that nature, and you don't want to do it because of the past. But this time, in this moment, may be different. And the fact that you're not moving on that may actually hold yourself back. So take that in consideration, like of realizing that though by sometimes you living in the past and the future can create fear, which keeps you from progressing in that moment. You know, so you have to realize, like, you know, is this fear arising because it's keeping me safe, like trying to keep me safe, or am I overthinking this situation? You know, as far as what could happen. You know. Oh, I could go try to say sorry to this person, you know, and they may take it this way, or they may say this and that I heard. You're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. Be in the moment and just do whatever. Leave it up to them to react a certain way, but just be open to their opinion as far as it's their opinion, and you respect it as their opinion, and you accept it whether it's positive or negative. It is theirs, but you did your part to speak to that person and say sorry. You get what I'm saying? You don't always have to say sorry to people if you don't feel like you were wrong in a situation, and you don't always have to let people know that you forgave them. You can just say it to yourself that you forgive that person and what they did, you know. And the only way to truly forgive it is to look at it in a positive light of, what can I take from this? Like, somebody could have, let's say this, let's say you did something, you listened to somebody and something went wrong, you broke your leg, right? The benefit in that situation is to go with your first mind and trust your intuition on what you should do, and not listen to others about what you think is right and wrong. And you can take that and tell other people, and that not only benefits you, it benefits others, and you found the way to look at it other than anger and sadness, which creates forgiveness, you know, of that situation. Let me get some water, y'all. Water break. I got somebody else in the car and you just looked at me. But that just helps with to benefit yourself and others. So, you know, keep the ball rolling. I won't hold y'all too long. keeping calm is a superpower, right? If you are not calm when thinking, then you are not thinking at all. So I got these are two different quotes I got from someone else. I gotta give it respect. Now, keeping your calm is a superpower. I got this from I don't know her real name, but her channel is Mixed Diva. That helped me out in a very, very like hard time, and it's true, because if you're not calm, like, first of all, keeping your calm in heated situation is an art. It is something that you have to master, and once you have mastered it, it shows your maturity. So you bringing that maturity to a conversation can also calm someone else down. Your calmness can calm someone else down, and then when both people are calm, they can begin listening on both parts. But if both parties are up and rowdy and everybody's yelling, nobody's listening, and you're getting nowhere but pissed off, and you're probably at that point where you're gonna throw hands. We don't want it there. So just keep that in mind. And if you are not calm when thinking, then you are not thinking at all. I got that actually from a movie, an anime movie at that. It was a mobster anime movie, and what was that name? I think it was called 91 Days. And the mob boss said it to his son, and it made so much sense, because it was like, yeah, man, like, if you're over happy, you're gonna you can make dumb decisions because somebody's giving you something. You're just in a yeah move. Everybody saying yeah to everybody just because you're up there. You know what I mean? And when you're in a regular state, a regular balanced state of thinking, it may not been the move that you want to do. Same thing, vice versa on the dark. You may not see something that's actually meant for you in a and that can benefit you and others and your family and things of that nature when you're heated. So like whenever you're having like business deals or just talking to somebody, like make sure you're in a calm state of mind, before you go at that person, and be ready to expect the good and the bad. It can go this way, it can go that way, and don't create no fear on it. Just, it could go this way and it could go that way. But my job is to acknowledge it and speak about it so that it can begin healing, and just keep that in mind, y'all. Like, that's really helped me out a lot, man. And here go another tip. Write a letter about the pain that was caused, and write it as if you want that person's that hurt you to read it. And you can give it to that person, but you don't. This is more for you. Write down everything that hurt you. Like, you're writing a letter to that person. Like, write down everything that hurt you, what they did, how it made you feel, and that you are forgiving them and letting it go. And another thing, like I did something like that too. I ain't gonna go into it because it's kind of personal. But if you really just want to release it to the universe, find a place, and do this safely, y'all. Please do this safely. Find a place where you can do this, and take the paper that you wrote that letter on and burn it. Like, light it on fire. Don't light nothing else on fire. Don't start a forest fire. Just light that on fire. I have to stress that. I'm not telling nobody to start no fires in a bad way. I'm saying what this does is symbolistic to the universe to show that you want to release it, because it's going from a solid, right, into another form of matter, right? It's going, and then it's going from physical to smoke, which is going into the air, the ether, and things of that nature. And it's like symbolizing you're giving it to spirit for healing, and that and the universe speaks through symbols. I don't know if y'all know that. If you want to speak to the universe, a lot of times you got to speak through symbols or use vibration. Give me 1 second, y'all. One more water break. All this talking, goodness, talking. But somebody may need this, so that's why I'm here, bro. Okay. Oh, this is a big one. Stay away from alcohol and drugs during the healing process, or it will feel like you need it every time stress is felt. So, just personal, man. I used to drink so bad, man. Like, I haven't had a drink in about a year now, but I used to drink so bad, bro, because I couldn't find another way to deal with it. And the whole thing was, it was never the option, of course, but I didn't understand that I had to forgive people. But I had so much anger in my heart at that point, in time in the past, that I wasn't, ready to be that mature to say to myself that I forgave that person. I wanted to hold that, and I wanted to express it in an aggressive way, because at that point in my life, that's the only way I knew how to do it. And what I'm giving to y'all, for those who are like-minded, that forgiveness is not for the other person. It truly, really is for you. Because once you forgive, you're more lighter-hearted to start looking at things in a positive nature, which can create an abundance of positivity, whether that's through love or financial or any other way, creativity. It opens up so many new doors, man. And it's so important, y'all. It's so important. I can't stress how important. And those drugs, those alcohol, that ain't helping you, man. Because whenever you feel like you're in a stressful situation, you're gonna go run to it, or you're gonna spend your last on it. Not everybody does that, but they can get to that point, man, if you're not careful. Because it's sometimes it snowballs. It can be in control one day, and the next day, the snowball grew into this huge mountain that you can no longer stop from going downhill. And wherever it goes, if you care about it, you're gonna go down there with it. So just keep that in mind, y'all. Okay. There's another big one, y'all. Do not care about defending your point to the person that hurt you. Just say thank you for the life lesson and move on. You do not have to say thank you to them. Just say it to yourself. That goes back to I think my first point. I just about looking for to see the opportunity and the benefit that you can get from it. Because if you can look at a lesson in it that can benefit you, whatever you went through wasn't truly a loss. If you look at it, it was more of something that propelled you in a different way, a lesson that you needed at that time. Maybe you can't all the way, you may wish that you didn't go through that situation, but who knows, maybe you need it. I'm not saying you did, because I don't know what you've been through, but are you stronger now, or are you weaker? And that might be just off of how you looking at it. You can be stronger if you look at it from a personal. I know these words is probably hard to take in, man, but it's true, man. Like, if you look at it from a positive point of view, and how that one thing that could have stopped me and it made me feel this way, I expressed to show love instead, and to forgive that person. Even if you don't want to tell them, you can say it, or you don't have to. You know what I mean? I normally, I'm not saying you don't do this. If I see the person didn't change, I don't say it to them. I just do it. Because if you say it to them, a lot of people try to find their way back in your life to do it again. Because they're like, damn, that didn't hurt you. Let me see if I can get back in there and hurt you. I'll go, do worse this time. And you got to be mindful of that. Think more logically than emotional when it's dealing with accepting people back in your life. Because sometimes your emotions of how much that person means to you can override what that person is actually doing to you, like how they actually treating you. And that's more important than anything. Like, yeah, you mean a lot to me, but how do you treat me? Because I do all this and I bring this to the table, but what do you bring? And if this situation, this relationship is gonna work out, we gotta mutually find a way that we can help, love, and benefit each other. And if one side is not giving the other, it's unbalanced. So you gotta know when to not let people back in. But I don't wanna go too far off, y'all.